Kenneth Ziggy Siegfried, Director of Athletics and AVP for Student Affairs. Yeah, so we have it broken up into tiers. So you have 3 different tiers of people that are at our games. The tier 1 individuals are the players. So all the players, officials, coaches, athletic trainers. So they are all getting tested multiple times per week, also tested on game day. Tier 2 would be your scores table, also our media, and everyone who may not be in the game, but they're the next layer. And those are the individuals, just like Tier 3, where, you know, making sure you do the questionnaire, wearing masks, media going through an orientation, safety orientation. And so basically, you know, that's the 3 tiers. Tier 3 is more your administration. And you'll see we kind of are off a little bit back here, but we're still here and we're still following the same protocols as our Tier 2 individuals. So they get tested at a minimum of 3 times per week if there were no competitions, and that's done every other day, and then always get a test on the day of game day. So like a week like this week, it's going to be a total of 4 tests. If we were to have a game that were tomorrow, we'd have to do an additional one. Obviously for us, we have very, very strict protocols in place. And if at any time, any of those are breached for whatever reason, we would definitely postpone the game, make sure that it's a safe environment, and then make the decision on whether or not to cancel. So there's a lot of different ways that games could get canceled. Just like you're seeing nationally, you know, there's sometimes upwards of 25 games canceled. Sometimes it's because maybe tests didn't come back on time. Sometimes it's because maybe the results were not what they needed to be. And then sometimes it just could be for other factors related to safety. We're doing a lot. For instance, there's a lot of attention to mental health and making sure there's, you know, check-ins all the time, making sure that they have access to our counseling services on campus. There's also just, and then when it comes to academics, we have hired tutors to help. We have academic advisors for all the teams. And so we have a lot of resources. A lot of what you see right now are people that otherwise would have other job duties. Our assistant baseball coach over here, he's mopping the floor today. Our head baseball coach over here, mopping the floor today. The person who's going to do the shot clock is generally our ticket sales person. So for our student athletes, we've all come together and said, we're going to all do what we need to do to make sure that our student athletes have the right experience.
Honestly, okay, for me, the hardest thing is just conditioning. Just because, like you said, we didn't get a lot of that, and that's something that we try to work on every day in practice, whether it just be getting up and down, doing transition drills, but definitely the conditioning is the hardest part, stepping out there, because we know that some teams are just going to try to speed us up, and we got to be ready for that and be able to fight through the fatigue and push through and be smart in certain situations. Right now, we're in a good spot. You know, it's tough, to be honest. It's just tough because, you know, we didn't have a summer, and then it was up and down when we were in the summer. But I think as far as where we're headed right now, I think we're down a good road, and we're going to keep fighting and keep pushing. And playing on the blue floor, you know, it's always an honor to play on the blue floor and really rep CSUB. You know, any chance we get to rep CSUB at home, we love to do it.
That's the planning right now is going on campus to see what it's going to look like for in-person classes moving forward for fall 2021. We're linked into campus. So when there's conversations about classrooms, faculty, athletics is at the table. So all the decisions we make are based off of those plannings that go along with our emergency operations committee, our president, and everyone. So we're at the initial stage of that. so we don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but there will be transition plans happening.